Hello, thank you for checking out A1 Math, and today we're writing equations. We want to write these equations in slope-intercept form using the point and the slope. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug the slope in here. So go here for M. And then we're going to take the point, which always comes in the X and Y, and put the X here, put the Y here. So what you want to do is find that so we can find out what B is and go back and rewrite the equation in the form we want to. So let me show you an example. All right, so in number one, we're given a point, -4, 4, and we're given the slope, -1/2. So what we want to do to keep things easy, we go ahead and write out our y equals mx plus b. We're going to plug in everything where it goes. So, and the one thing we don't have is the b. That's what we're looking for, the y-intercept. So I'm going to find that. So we'll plug in a y here, which is going to be our 4. It's going to be equal to our slope, -1/2, times our x, which is going to be -4, plus b. Now, once we do that, we're going to solve it like a regular equation. So we'll drop down our 4 here, and we're going to multiply -1/2 times -4. And that's going to get us a +2. Now we got 4 is equal to 2 plus b. Now to keep solving for b here, we're going to subtract 2 on both sides. We got 4 minus 2, and that's going to get us 2 is equal to b. Now we know what b is. Now we're going to rewrite our equation with both our constants, the slope and the y-intercept. So I'm going to start with y is equal to the slope, -1/2, times x plus b, which is 2. So now we have it in the same format with our slope being -1/2 and our y-intercept being 2. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Again, we're going to start off by writing out y is equal to mx plus b. We're going to plug in the y, which is 4. Plug in our slope, -2/7. And plug in the x. And we're going to put plus b because that's what we're looking for. Okay. So again, we got a negative times a negative, which is going to be a positive. And if it helps to put this over 1, you can. -2 times -3 is going to get us a +6. And we're going to place in the denominator 7 times the understood 1 here, and that's going to get us 7 plus b. All right, so just like we did in number 1, we're going to subtract the 6/7 on both sides. Okay, and we're going to do 4 minus 6/7. This 6/7, this cancels out, and that's going to leave us with just b right here. And you can go ahead and work this out to the side and do 4/1 minus 6/7 to find a common denominator. Or you can take your graphing calculator and just type 4 plus a negative, and put this in parentheses, 6 divided by 7. And then hit equal. Once you do that, you'll have a decimal. So to make sure you have a fraction, you're going to hit math and then fraction. Okay. Once you do either one of those, you'll end up with 22/7. And our equation is going to be y is equal to our slope, -2/7, x plus our y-intercept, which is 22/7. All right, go ahead and take a look at these and see if you can solve. Okay, so let's take a look. The first thing you want to do is write out y is equal to mx plus b. So we can plug in each value. We're going to plug in our y, which is -2, is equal to our slope, -5/2, times x, which is +2, plus b. All right, next thing we're going to do is go ahead and multiply these two here. We get -2 is equal to -5 plus b. All right, continue to solve here. We're going to add 5 on both sides. -2 plus 5 is +3. Bring down the b. And our y-intercept is equal to 3. So now we're going to go ahead and write out our equation. Y is equal to m, which is our slope, -5/2, times x plus our y-intercept, which is 3. Okay, and 4, same thing. We're going to write out y is equal to mx plus b. We're going to plug in y, which is -4. It's equal to our slope, -7/5, times x, which is 5, plus our y-intercept, b, the unknown. All right, now we're going to go ahead and multiply that. We got -4 is equal to -7 plus b. Then we add 7 on both sides. And -4 plus 3, I'm sorry, -4 plus 7 will be 3. Bring down the b here. So our y-intercept is 3 again. And we're going to write out the equation. Y is equal to the slope, -7/5 times x plus our y-intercept, which is 3. All right. Here's one more practice problem. See if you can get this one. This is a special case with the slope being 0. But use the exact same steps you've been doing. Okay, so let's take a look. We're going to start off by writing y is equal to mx plus b. Plug it into y, -3. And if it helps to label this, go ahead and do that. X and y. -3 here. Slope, 0. I'm going to multiply that times the x, which is 4. And we don't know what the y-intercept is. So now we do 0 times 4. Get -3 is equal to 0 times 4, which is 0, plus b. All right. And you can subtract 0 on both sides. That's going to leave you with -3 is equal to b. So our y-intercept is -3, and we'll write that in our equation. Y is equal to, our slope, which is 0, times x minus 3, because it's a negative 3. But since it's 0 times x, anything I plug in for x is going to end up being 0. So the easier way to write that is y is equal to negative 3. So on the graph, if you use to graph that, you have a graph that goes like this, straight across, with a slope of 0. But for now, that's how to write your equations in slope-intercept form, give them a point and a slope. Thank you for checking out A1 Math, and have a nice day.